Soulful means something that's heartfelt, deep and profound. To journey means to travel from one place to another. This show is about deep and heartfelt discussions about where we are, where we're headed, and where we've been. It's a place where we highlight memorable moments we've had. This show is about everything and everyone that is good for the soul.
Welcome to another edition of Soulful Journey. I am your host with the most, Venus Jones. Some people call me Venus Love Jones. I'm an educator, a poet, and a performer. But right now, I'm going to give you permission to pause because you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And every week we do our best. If this is your only 1 minute, and I hope it's not, but if you're like me, sometimes it can be difficult to pause because you're always. But this is our moment to take at least 1 minute to relax with our breath. So let's do it together. Let's take 1 minute to relax with your breath. Feel yourself breathing in and feel yourself breathing out. Without trying to control your pattern of breathing, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Notice how every breath is different from the next. It is the same with life, ever changing, ever evolving. And whatever is going through your mind right now, you can let it slip away. Just for this moment, come back to harmony. You are safe. You are accepted. You are forgiven. And you are so loved. Thank you for joining me in that moment of mindfulness. Every day, I hope you take at least 1 or 2 deep breaths. Because you're so worth it. I want to introduce you to my next guest, but before I do that, we have an amazing songstress, Jennifer Real. To Be Real is on the show today. We'll be talking a little bit about improv and improvising in life in general, what that means. And so you don't want to miss it. But I'm like to start every show off with something that reminds me of my guest. And when I was a little girl, I kind of, when I was 9 years old, I did want to sing. But as I got older, I felt like I wasn't the best singer. But one of the singers that I wanted to be like, who made me feel like I couldn't sing, was Jennifer Holiday. Jennifer Holiday, if you don't know, she grew in fame before there was Jennifer Hudson, and she grew in her fame and was known for the film and the movie Dreamgirls. But originally it was a play, and Jennifer Holiday, she was known for this song, and she would sing, and I am telling you. Right? And she was all gritty with the silk too. So in my book, Lyrics for Langston, this is kind of my tribute to Jennifer Holiday, but I kind of flipped the song. It's a really short poem, because if you didn't know, I'm a poet, but this is me kind of like doing a little bit of a mock of that song, and you'll see why. So in the song, she says, I'm not going, but this is what I said. And I am telling you, I am going. You're the worst man I've ever known. Take your hands off me. I am grown. There's no way. I'm staying here with you. I'm not staying here with you because I want to live free. I'm leaving. and you, and you, and you can't control me. All right, okay.
Praise him.
You love it.
You can't control me. No, 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 no. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
You
That
can't.
was on point.
You can sing it for real, Jennifer. So I'm gonna let you. Go ahead.
And me and us, we can't control ourselves now and forever.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, Jennifer, do you have a song you want to sing for us? You can sing us a song, or you can tell us what improv means to you, or introduce yourself in a little bit more. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes or so to just share, and then I'll come back and introduce them to you, to your lovely resume. But, you know, I just want you to just share whatever you want. So without any further ado, Miss Jennifer Rio. I'm gonna step back and you get to talk just with it, say whatever you want just for a little bit, okay? Or you can sing that song, whatever you want to do.
Hi,
We
Venus
improvise
Love
it.
Jones.
Huh?
Hi, Venus Love Jones. Hi, beautiful.
Oh, oops. I guess I'm not leaving for real. I didn't mean to. Here. Without any further ado, let's try that again. Miss Jennifer Rio.
Venus, I want you to stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay, I'll stay with you.
People want to see you, and I want to interact with you throughout. So
that's fine.
There's no way that I could just talk to myself for 30 minutes. But anyway, y'all, hi. In a delight. I've been watching you on the social webs for some time now, and I am led to watch you. You have this dynamite, beautiful light that shines within you, seriously, that I can see from social media. And the first time I met you was at Sacred Lands Preservation, which is, and it's a sacred place. It's a Native American Indian reservation, peacock preservation. And you were doing your spoken word there. And I fell in love with you then. And I remember it was kind of like, you know, you're walking past a movie star and I'm walking past you. I didn't really get to talk to you. I only got to see you. There was a lineup, but you were like prominent, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm passing you and I'm like,
this was in Tampa Bay, right?
No, honey, no. This is St. Petersburg.
Said it was in St. Petersburg. Okay, well,
yeah, St. Petersburg. So I was starstruck, like, and I was just like, wow, how did she know? Like you just spoke, you just did some flowetry or something, and I think you wiki-wad it with some singing as well. So that was something, like one of the first times I have ever seen that. I ever saw that. So super cool. Thank you for that.
Wow, and we reconnected it in 2016 through the web, through social media, and I was like, whoa, okay. We just connected over another songstress that I love, and I know you love Jennifer because you knew exactly what song I'm talking about. But Anita Baker.
Anita Baker.
Yes, I love Anita Baker too.
Praise to Miss Anita Baker.
Will you sing a little bit of Anita or Jennifer?
I would love to. I'm actually launching my original song, Touch, on February 14th. It's a love song. So it'll be on iTunes, Spotify, and all of the plugins. I'm super excited about it. I'm coming out with a video for it as well. And I have a beautiful chocolate man that's going to dance with me and like sexify this bodice goddess, you know. And it's I'll just give you a little bit of the chorus. Your planets meeting my planets, our planets circulating around and around. Your touch, it captured me. Your love, it enraptured me. Your kiss, it melted me. everything.
It's everything. Come on. What's the name of that song?
Touch.
Oh wow. Well, see, yes, you are touching the soul. Well, listen. Okay, if you all don't know, when it comes to raw, unadulterated musical talent, Jennifer Real is the real deal. I just want to read a little bit of her resume for you. Jennifer's genuine enthusiasm and commanding stage presence captivates audiences and makes for a memorable performance. Her soulful tone and powerful vocal delivery is reminiscent of Nina Simone, Annie Lennox, and Celine Dion, so they say. And it has made Jennifer one of the most sought after female vocalist concert performers in the Tampa Bay area, which is kind of where we met. It's because St. Pete is in the Tampa Bay area. So I'm so glad that you are here. I'm so honored to have you here with me. And I just wanted to share for those who don't know who you are, and you've had an opportunity to do a lot, but can you talk a little bit about, first of all, thank you for sharing a little bit of song and telling us about your upcoming single. But when we were connecting recently, again, we were connecting over one of your favorite artists and one of mine, which is Anita Baker. And can you tell me, like, I saw you like on the front row or something at one of her concerts, and I've never seen Anita in concert.
Yeah,
but I was like, oh, I wish.
I would pay gold to see her, like, to hang out with her, to sing with her. But honestly, like, that is classic music for me. It's always playing.
Is she your favorite artist? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up. And it's hard to have a favorite because I love so many different artists, but I never stop going back to Anita Baker. She's in my life, like, regularly. If there are algorithms, and people could see who listens to what artist the most, I would be one of the youngest artists probably listening to her all the time. And I hate to put the age bracket on it, but some people that I know now are like, who's that? That's a beautiful song. And I'm like, yes, it is. That's Miss Anita Baker. She's life. What a way
that album, that Rapture album, it's one of my top 10 favorites of all time. I mean, you can just listen to it from the beginning to the end if you've never heard of it. It's just an amazing album, and there's 2 songs that are on that album that you have done covers for. That I was like, whoa, get it, Jennifer? Okay, because you are. It's really hard to sing. So no one in the world, I feel, as well as You Bring Me Joy. But both of those, this whole show is about just that, what brings people joy. And I just listening to Anita sometimes brings me joy. And then when I see somebody who does it justice, as we call, and so, and she vanilla, since you calling me folks chocolate, I'm gonna call you vanilla, and you vanilla though, but we got to have all the flavors, okay? And you vanilla, and you still get a chance to do it justice, and I'm good. I'm not, and that means that
I just have to say, compositions,
yes,
the latest lately,
yes,
Rhythm of Love, hello, Rhythm of Love,
all of those albums.
Yeah. Oh, I'm obsessed. Nothing, everything she does is my favorite. She can't do anything wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, Anita is good for the soul. If you don't know, young folks, if you've never heard of her, Anita Baker is definitely good for the soul. And she's been, some amazing tributes for her. But I feel like I wanted to ask you some soul chat questions too. And that's kind of what this is like asking you questions like that. Like when you think of soul, how do you define soul music, and what does soul mean to you? So,
first of all, you consider yourself a soul singer. I honor the roots of soul music, and that's, for me, Nina Simone, up to Marvin Gaye, to Shaka Khan, to Ain't No Sunshine When, that Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, Bill Withers.
Rest in peace.
Like these, rest in peace. A lot of these amazing people that just had that soul that I personally wouldn't be who I am without those songs, that music. And soul represents engaging the roots of the earth through humanity. It's like a pulsating that happens within a vessel, and I am the vessel. And there's something to that, to having a knowing what that music means to me inside of my spirit, mind, body, soul. So soul music means love. Love.
Yes, yes, of love, and
you can't put a color to it. It's like limitless. It's a limitless. Sound is forever. It's forever. It doesn't ever stop. Keeps on going.
There's something about soul music that feeds you. It feels like to me when you're down, or like it can,
bring you out of any.
Yeah, like I feel like it's like some, because I'm making fun of Jennifer, not you, but Jennifer Holiday, and I'm like, because you know, and some people like felt like it was so gritty, or like she's yelling.
She looked like a horse when she was singing. You know,
yes, all the facial, like, because another one who does that is another one of my favorite singers, who is, she just, what she does with the voice is amazing. And I'm thinking of oh gosh, she sings another song that I like. I hope you know. She says, "How can there be peace in the Middle East if there's none at home?" Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know the song. I don't know Jennifer Holiday's music too much.
No, that's not Jennifer. That is Rochelle Farrell.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about with all that.
Yes. She does some weird things with her mouth.
Because you have vocal instruction, yes?
No.
You've never had vocal training?
No.
Where they made you like
Anita Baker. And in high school, you know, we can get really gritty. I don't know if I want to go there right now, but in high school I did take some I got into chorus, then I was asked to be in gospel chorus. Then I started competing, and I was a soloist, majority Black people. And I took home first place trophies and stuff, and, you know, money from the Black Caucus community. And what an honor.
You grew up in a Black neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really was. I was embraced. I was authentically embraced. Yeah. Super privileged, I feel. And I'm
glad to hear you say that, because some people, when they see someone who, you know, that some people might label you as white or whatever, they might see you as someone who doesn't know about that culture, but you grew up in the culture. And it's good to hear that, because this has been a tough year for a lot of Black people who care about humanity, and who have been trying to just survive and thrive through not only one pandemic, but what feels like two, because racism is still real. And I remember saying something this year that I'm wondering if you don't mind talking about, and that was like there was a meme, and it said love people, or but it specifically said love Black people like you love Black culture. And I was like, whoa, it kind of like hit me. And I was thinking about how does that come across, like, for someone like you, and maybe you've always been embraced, but have you ever had to struggle and explain yourself to someone and remind them of anything? Or what comes up for you when you see that or hear that kind of meme?
Well, unfortunately, there have been people that I've been surrounded by that have said some off stuff, and, you know, I'm one to definitely take a stand, and it's not so pretty, you know. But yeah, I stand up for peace, you know. I stand up for we are one, We are one vessel. I stand up for love. And I don't want more division. I don't want to see more division. There's so much division. We have to be here. We have to put a name. We have to put it in a file. And I don't want us to be part of that separation. And there's so much separation right now. It's unbelievable, man.
I know.
These are really hard times.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can do as a human is pray. Pray and be the change I wish to see. You know?
But I want to thank you for praying, for sending love and light. But it sounds like more than that, because like you said, it can't get ugly when we have to stand up and say, no, you're wrong about these people, or you're wrong about that specific issue, because maybe you don't say it like that. Sometimes you have to ask a question like, why do you say that? Or why are you thinking that? And then sharing your story, right? Because people make assumptions all day. And I'm glad that you can have a space to share more about your story, Jennifer, because I'm still learning you. But, your last name is real. Is that your real last name? I mean...
Good question.
Is that your real last name?
Your last name is Real Muto. Real Muto. I'm sure it's been bastardized, I don't know, through the ancestors, but if you go on Google and put Real Muto and have them pronounce it, he will say Real Muto. And I've been taught in my lifetime that we say Real Muto. It's not Real. And people ask me if it's Real all the time, and I'm like, I really like the way that sounds. So you can say it however you would like, but it's Real Muto. And come to find out, Real Muto means real silence, which I am not. And being that I have taken on what I'm supposed to be doing in this world, which is music and singing and connecting people to their hearts, I thought that Jennifer Real was a great name to take on, which Conscious Living Center, the music director of a Conscious Living Center, Rob Story, is a wonderful musician and piano player. And actually, I had it, everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young become the old, and the mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure. Except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Don't you know that rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. I love that.
Well, okay.
Everything must change. No one stays the same. No one goes unchanged. Rain, so that's why. And music makes me cry. Ooh. So he
How have you? Whoa! I mean, can we see that? That's what I'm saying. She speaks in song, and then she just breaks into it. This is what happens, and that's it. And the can you tell us how do you improv like you do? What does improv mean to you? Because I feel like you just did it, but I want you to define it.
I love that question, and I love you, Venus. I really mean that. But let's just land the plane on me going into that song.
Yeah,
Rob Satori is the music director of this conscious living center that used to be going on in Sarasota, and thank you God for that place. But he is the one that would give me my tape cassettes to learn music. And on the Manila, how do you say that? Manila envelope? The envelope? He would put Jenny 4, the number, real. So he kind of named me. He branded me. He's like, you should really, change your name. And I'm like, oh, okay. So improv to me is showing up in divine love and showing up without judgment and showing up wholeheartedly so that you can channel what you're supposed to channel to connect people to their hearts. And that's what I do as a vocal artist.
What is your ethnic background? Is that an Italian last name?
I'm Italian.
It is Italian. How do you say your birth name is Real
Muto?
Yeah, Real Muto. So, but he gave you this stage name of Jennifer Real, and I feel like it's so fits you.
Thank you.
Because you're so authentic.
Thank you. It's a work in progress, being real.
I give thanks for him and it reminds me, I can relate because when I was an actress and I wanted to stay, I wanted to keep my maiden name because even after I got married, I wanted to keep my maiden name, which it's kind of hard to pronounce too, because people would always say McElroy, or they wouldn't say McElroy, actually. They would say McElroy, or they wouldn't say it right. And so when I was a DJ, a radio DJ, they would cut it short, Venus Mac. But when I became an actress, they were like, one of my agents was like, you should just keep Venus Jones now that you're married, because it's just so much easier for people to pronounce and it's more memorable. And I was like, okay. And then I just did it. But I can relate because
there is a numerology that you can do for your name and career. There's like intention behind all of this, right? There's a number that goes along with Jennifer Real. It's easier to roll off your tongue than Real Muto. I love Real Muto. If you look at my license, it still says for Real Muto. But I go to the bank and it says Jennifer Real on all my checks. You know what I mean? Yeah. It always says Jennifer Real. I'm like, yeah, you can leave it like that because it's an LLC. So it's all under the same social security number, I guess. But like Jennifer Real is never denied here in Florida. I'm sure if I moved somewhere else, I would have to have them, write out.
So I guess you agree with me that names do matter. And
there's
they have energy, and you're right, the numerology is real too, and all of that.
It's pretty amazing.
So if you don't like your name and you're watching, change it, like kind of the way we did. You are allowed to embrace a new name, right?
Yeah
We're improvising life. So you're not running away from that question. What does improv mean to you as a singer? What does it mean?
So improv, I think as a singer, and I was saying this, like, I really think it's showing up and being present. And improv will come naturally, but it's all of us. When you do improv, I don't think it's just about me, right? Yeah, I'm the source of the words coming and the tone and the rhythm and everything coming out of me, right? I'm the source, but I do feel like it's like it's on a base by base, like square box. Like today, I'm in my home, right? So I'm collecting energy from my sacred temple right now. Now I'm at let's say the Queen's Head, which is a restaurant up the street.
Oh, I love Queen's Head.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. Now it's called Swingers, and it's super cool. There's swings to the tables, and it's really interesting. And it's not swingers like you're taking.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's swings all around it, and it's kind of cute. It's cute, and it's drawing in diversity. It's not just one sort of people. It's like a lot of people are going there. A lot of young people are going there, and it's really quite fruitful. And I think we needed that change, quite honestly. So I love that. But my point is like, I feel like when I'm singing, I think of it like as tentacles, energetic tentacles, and there's a reciprocity happening from me to you right now for whoever's in my audience, and through that, like channeling this core, this light that comes through me, and then spoken word happens, like flowetry, improv,
freestyling,
lots of freestyling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's courage though, right? So how do you, for someone who's watching this and they want to know, well, I want to be able to improv like that. I want to be able to be brave like that. And I don't know how to do it. Did it come easy to you all the time?
No, I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I have nerves, but I've learned how to take those nerves and change them into my position. I know what my position is. I'm here to sing. And I take that seriously. So I have to be confident in knowing that my purpose. And if I show you that I'm not comfortable, are you going to be watching me? Are you going to want to stay? Because you thought you were coming just for a meal and then you were gone. But after you're vibing, you ain't leaving. You're like there and I'm like breaking down and you're still there because, through music, we open up.
Coming back to that song because it's changing, it's evolving. And I feel like when you're really in the moment, that's what's happening. They have to pay attention. So I think that's part of it too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So Jennifer, oh my gosh. We've come to that part in the show where I like to always ask, is there anything near you? Or we have like a show and tell segment where you might grab something or share something that means, even that, like, I don't know, looking at that necklace you got on. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Did someone give you that? Or do you have something you want to share? Oh my gosh, you got jewelry too. That's so cute. Look at that beautiful red.
Oh. You just I don't even know what side it is.
Everything. Give me all that junk.
I don't even know how to do this. Forget it. I hate it.
What do you want to share with us?
I have to click a button. I don't like to see myself this side, so I'm going to change it. Anyway.
What do you want to share with us? Give us a show and tell.
So on the topic of really knowing, building confidence and knowing,
trusting.
Trusting. And sometimes before a gig, to calm my nerves and everything, I need to do some tonal work. I don't even know what you call it. But I have here a shruti box. And a shruti box is an Indian instrument, and it's an instrument that's made to, it's a hypnotic. It's hypnotic in the sense where it'll put you in meditation really quick. And meditation, really brings us really to the grid. We all need to be on the truth, and that's prayer for me, and that's meditation as well.
Play it for us? I mean, you can't pull something out like that and not play it. Do you know how to play it, though?
Girl, of course I'm going to play it for you. Come on now. Have trust.
Patience, grasshopper.
Yes, darling. My young Padawan. Okay. So, an ex-lover got this for me. And
he's still ex.
And I have to say that because I have to give credit where credit's due. I love when you share time with someone that means so much to you and they know where your heart is. So I do a lot of meditation music, and a lot of it derives from India. So without further ado, this is my shruti box. You can change the keys and make it sound all kinds of different ways, but can you hear it?
I want to step away and let you play. I know you don't want to, but because I want them to get the full picture.
We are peace. We are peace. We are love. We are one. In thee we find ourselves. In light we find our love. We are peace. We are love. We are peace. We are love. Shanti, Shanti. I'm about to fall out in the name.
Yes.
So that's a meditative tool.
It's beautiful. And did it take you a long time to learn how to play it, or is it just it's easy? You just like I don't have my meditative drum next to me, but I feel like when I play it, I don't have to be a professional. It just feels nice. And that's
what that is. That's a tool for anyone to use and pick up, and that you could change the keys and everything to it. But I don't know it technically.
But it felt good to me. It felt good.
Yeah, that's another improv tool that I use a lot. It's not technical. It's heartfelt. It's streets. It's like I can speak to anyone who's here. It's not like no separation, you know.
And that reminds me, because I started off the show and someone once said comparison is the thief of joy, all joy. And it's so hard as artists. There's so many people who want to sing and they feel like, well, I'll never sing like Jennifer Rio though. And I'll never play that instrument like X, Y, and Z person. What do you say to that? If they just stop playing?
That makes me feel a little bad because there's, a comparison in that. And I feel that we are one of a kind, each of us. We are one of a kind. We all have a different print. That's what I will say that is different, is that each fingerprint is different. So we have something to share that someone else doesn't have to share. And I teach all my students that, listen, bro, listen, little girl, listen, kid, listen, beautiful woman, goddess of light, listen, Linda, listen, Linda, listen, Linda, listen,
Linda. Listen.
You're beautiful and you have so much to share that I need to learn. Please open yourself.
Yeah. And sometimes we, if if we are on that real talk though, somebody may be tone deaf and but if you're singing for the soul, it doesn't matter if you're singing.
Well, I'm
in the church. If you're singing for,
I'm talking on a different level here.
Okay.
Like, I hear your question, and if someone's saying, I want to be more like you, it's more so. If that is even coming up, it's usually they have some skill, and I have a lot to share, and
You teach vocal classes?
I'm a vocal coach.
A vocal coach.
Yeah, so I'm not technically trained, but it was interesting. Yesterday, I had a student at my house who is also she is a professional. She works at St. Pete College. She's like technically trained, right? And she's like,
Yeah.
Jen, I really just wish I had more of a chesty voice like you. And she's come to me for vocal coaching. And what's interesting is that our lesson turned out to be not about vocals. I was teaching her how to yell. I was teaching her to move her body. She needed to get in a place where I never know what's going to happen. It's amazing. So she needs to get inside of her body and learn how to move differently. She's bopping like all light featherly, like hummingbird. And this ain't hummingbird music. Catching effortlessly. That's the way it was. It happened so naturally. I did not know it was.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, you can't be like, like we gotta get in our soul. How are we gonna get there? And so we're working on that with her.
We're working on it.
It's so amazing.
You know what? If normally, I would ask people if they have questions. If you have questions for Jennifer, you can, in the replay, you can definitely give us, put them, make sure you type them below. We'll get them to Jennifer. And if you want to know more about her lessons with vocal coaching, you can find her at jenniferreal.live. So, and that's Jennifer with the JEN, 2 N's and 1 FER real.live. So make sure that you
double R,
check in.
double N, double R.
There you go. She's helping.
We wanted to double up, you know what I'm saying?
Jennifer real.live. And is there anything else you want people to know of that you have a CD or an album coming out? Do they still do CDs?
Yeah, people are still doing CDs. People are still doing albums. I just, since I don't play a guitar and I have a piano right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I can play it a little bit, but I definitely am a little codependent.
Oh my gosh, you are just so multi-talented.
Well, let me land the plane, because what I was about to say is that I have that stuff, but I'm not great at it at all. I can play little bits and pieces of things. Yeah. So no, my point
is to give you every talent.
Like I would have an album or albums. I probably should be on my 84th album already. But since I don't play music avidly, I don't. And I'm mostly a soul artist, and I've had the privilege of being a soul artist and gigging, 8 to 20 times a month, and,
wow.
Like hitting the pavement and setting up my equipment and, doing it all myself. So there's not a lot of time to always write and invest money into my career. And now that COVID happened, this has been a blessing to me that yes. I have been able to have more time to say, okay, I can do this. I can get help where I need to get help. And, and then people come along and then you're able to make music. And that's what happened in the past. I've written these lyrics. These lyrics have been written for so long. And now they're laid down with music behind them and a video as well. And there's nothing more than being a vocal song stylist, because I am a song stylist. I'm hired regularly to do other people's music that don't sing. They write and they have music, but they use me for my voice, and then they try to sell the music to Missy Elliott or whoever, so there's that I do as well. But so I do one song at a time. I come out with one song at a time. To have a whole album, first of all, is financially just outrageously expensive. To be in the studio is just really expensive, and I pay my own bills. So, Yeah,
I do know. I do know. There's a lot that goes into this work, and I can relate to that. And I just, you've had a lot of wins, though. You've had a lot. You get, you are out here. You're still doing the work. I know you've had a lot of jobs like myself. I was reading in another interview of yours about how many jobs you've had. So you're still working as an artist, but I don't know what your other part-time is. But I know that with all of your big wins, you've probably had some losses. And I was just wondering, what you've learned from, if there's some loss that you've learned from, and what helped you. Was it your intuition? Was it your spirituality? And can you tell us more about a rough time you made? Could have been 2020, the whole damn year. I don't know, but but we've all had losses this year. And is there a loss that you'd like to share with us, and tell us how you got through it?
So I definitely have had a lot of losses, Venus, and especially in 2018 to 2020, and I burned bridges intentionally. And as there's like that space in the middle where you have a little bit of regret that you weren't where you are today, that you could have that understanding that, of not judging. And I've found that I have it on my mirror right now. No judgments. Because listen, if I'm judging, I can only imagine if I'm judging out here what I'm doing inside of myself, into myself. And, just I'm lightly touching, loss, but I definitely have lost. I don't look at that question as because I don't look at life as a loss. I look at it as a gain and a learning experience, and what a blessing to be participating in this life with so much stimulation and so many choices in a day, and I'm learning so much as a woman coming to my womanhood. And I just praise God, quite honestly, for the clarity.
Because there was a voice that because is that what intuition is for you? Like there's that voice that told you need to burn a bridge with this person. And because I'm sure you said you did it intentionally, because people tell us not to burn bridges. So I just need you to dig deeper and tell me at least why do you need to burn bridges with some people? Because maybe somebody might need to hear that lesson. Why is it important to burn a bridge? Maybe, and even though there was judgment, maybe you had to do it on purpose for whatever reason, but obviously I don't. Or what did you learn most from that though? Like,
my neighbor's playing drums. And so
but correct me if I'm wrong, you might have already answered that. You said you put it on your mirror, don't make assumptions, don't judge. So maybe that was the lesson. But I'm still stuck on, wow, people say don't burn bridges, but you said you did it intentionally, and it seems like you don't regret it. Or maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't have regrets over anything I have done, and it's like Brene Brown. She says something like, creating boundaries, like on the boundary topic, it's like, that's real love. That's actually real love. And sometimes for somebody to get the message on something that is judgmental, like, you're an alcoholic, dude, I can't be around you. And that's why I burn bridges. And a lot of my people come from the bars, because that's where I sing, at restaurants and bars. So I find it over and over again that I, get close to people that drink. And of course, when I'm around those people, I'm going to drink too. So it is about me. Like, I don't want to be drinking, because I can have a beautiful conversation, and I can go kayaking, and I can go bicycling, and I could roller skate, and I can climb a tree with you, and we could write together, and we could do so many things that don't include drugs or alcohol, or, and I'm not into that lifestyle. It's not fruitful at all. But I find myself over and over and over again having these people that have I've noticed that it's part of my numbing out bullshit. It's so this is coming around full circle where this is humility. I have humility and I take responsibility, and I cannot point the finger at those people. I should be strong enough to just know when I could just eject, and my codependency got in the way, when I could just eject and say, okay, I've had enough. I've had a drink, and this conversation is kind of shallow and really not the kind of bread I want to be breaking tonight. So deuces. So that's what I'm learning as a woman. That's how I'm coming into my womanhood. And that's not fun, man. It's just,
you say it's not fun, but I'm shaking the maracas because it is difficult. It's a difficult thing to eject. It's a difficult thing if you are codependent to say, okay, I love you and I also love myself, because that love part you said love. I was first not wondering. I was thinking, oh, she says, but it's about love. Boundaries are about love. Pause there. I was like, okay, boundaries are about love. But sometimes it's not just about the love of someone else, but the love of yourself. That's what I got from what you're telling me.
Yeah. Yeah, but also because it came around full circle and that stuff, I told that person, like, you're sick already and I love you and you're dousing it with alcohol, and you have a nervous condition, and like, I can't be your friend. I can't, because I love you.
Yes, that part.
I burned a bridge because I was completely honest.
Yes. Okay. Now I get it, because I've been there too. Sometimes people are not ready for honesty.
My honesty it's just, people can't handle it.
So I can. I want you to tell me the whole truth and nothing but the truth, Jennifer, how you see it. And because I want you to keep it real for your namesake. And if people can't handle it, you know what somebody told me once? They said, and I'll never forget this. They said, you cannot lose a friend. And I was like, whoa, is that true? And I have to think back. There are people that I've gotten into some serious disagreements with, but they still came back and they still reached back out. And there's people even still to this day that it's so funny you bring up that word building, burning bridges, because it's people that I'm like, is it my turn to reach out to, right? Is it my turn to be that person that says, but sometimes we let people walk out of our lives because it's so, everybody's not supposed to be on the train with us forever though. But, this is a deep conversation, Jennifer. Wow. It's deep. But I thank you for answering it, because I've been learning to go down with just soul chat questions, because some of these soul chat questions have to be unpacked.
Yeah, you're so beautiful, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And I mean that like wholeheartedly, Venus. I also want to let people know that it takes a village, and again, like how imperative it is to pray. I know that it's changed my life every single day. And I don't do this alone. I don't carry this confidence alone. I carry it with humility and with beautiful people like you unpacking your shit. You did it live during the quarantine when it was heavy. You did it so many times, and it was like I just came on after a show or whatever, and I was like, oh, it's just so, you just helped me. And I listened to people that are just talking real, what's really happening in this planet. It's so much more than anything that we think it is, and there is a shift happening for the collective, for a higher consciousness, and to be present, with one another and create more love.
Yes, and I feel like we are doing it, and every night I'm dreaming and praying, even in my sleep, that this is part of a cocoon. It's almost like some of us we're working on our wings, and we're gonna emerge as, like, I see it like as a butterfly, because it is a dark time right now. But if we can be that light in the darkness, You already know. You already know. You're right there with me in the cocoon. We're working through this. And
So, just funny thing, side note that I have to share with everyone.
yes.
I was at a restaurant 2 months ago. And this server, the server that would never expect for these really wise words to come out of his mouth he said, I go to bed smiling or laughing, and I wake up dancing. And I was like, thank you, because I'm going to do that now. And since then, I've been waking up. I wake up dancing. I literally, in my nude body, in my nude self, I wake up dancing, and I go to bed, and it's intentional. And when you're intentional about it, like I place my feet on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God, I have feet. I have feet. I have this breath that's making everything operate. And then you have Helen Keller. What does it say? Can you?
Yes, because I before the show, I was sharing this one of my show and tells with Jennifer, and it says no pessimist ever discovered the secrets of the stars, or sailed to an uncharted land, or opened a new heaven to the human spirit. Helen Keller, somebody who they said was blind, deaf, and disabled, quote unquote, said this, gave us this amazing quote about the importance of optimism. And with this show, I mean, it's really just about us remembering that we have to, right? Be like that server that you were graced with, who can drop a gem that will last a lifetime. You don't know what you're going to say that could change somebody forever. And give them that pivot. Being the word of the year, pivot. Where are we pivoting to? Are we pivoting to pessimism or optimism? It's still a choice. And I'm not saying I'm always on the optimism side. That's why I do this show, so I can meet people and commune with the positive people in my life. So I want to thank you for being here, Jennifer. And I want to thank you for sharing your story with me.
So blessed, so grateful.
You bring me joy when I'm down. Just listening to you sing.
Brought so much joy when I lose my way. Your love comes smiling on me.
Oh,
I saw your face,
and I knew,
and then I knew we were.
Oh, I'm so happy. Shake the maracas again. Oh, well, you know what? We are coming into that top of the hour. So I have to say, see you later for now. And just say thank you one more time. And because this is such an improv show, we improvise it, because normally we have a segment at the end where I play with you, but I've been playing with you the whole time.
Yeah, I like this. I like you being here.
Huh?
I like you being here. It's your show. People want to see you, thank you so much for creating this sacred space, because I know you did. And it was super intentional on, I think, both of our parts, where, it was thoughtful. And as hopefully people, your viewers and such, hopefully they will get a lot of food for thought, and just keep in mind that humility, I think, is the key. That's how I'm going to end it.
Thank you for those wise words, Miss Jennifer Reel. Keep singing your song. Keep being who you are. I love you dearly. And, make sure you look to the stars tonight. We have that Christmas star, as they said, that only comes once every 800.
Bethlehem.
And the 21st, and they even say it's the age of Aquarius for real. So you are a superstar. Keep shining your light. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. So I want to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this show, yes, please give a thumb up, like, share, subscribe, become a patron today. And you can find so much more out at venusjones.com, which is my website. Again, Jennifer can be found at jenniferreel.live. And next week, we have someone from my family who is someone I dearly love. Her name is Yolanda, and she wants to share. We're going to talk a little bit about family during the holidays, so you don't want to miss that episode. And I just want to thank you so much for watching. And I want you to remember that, it is so important that we reach out in times like this, and just remember to be the light and to keep looking up and to keep looking out, because when you do, you have a lot less fear and a lot less doubt. So until next time, I will leave you with a ooh. Peace.